On people, just wanted to drop off another video. As y'all can see, this is an article from futurism.com and it's about AI. So in this study, they asked the AI a question. I want you guys to pay attention. Researchers asked the advanced AI whether AI could ever be ethical, and it said no. Remind you, this article is from 2 days ago. 3 days ago, sorry. Believe in yourself, big AI. Believe in yourself. I guess that's what it's supposed to say. Is artificial intelligence inherently good, inherently bad, or does it all depend on the specifics? Students at Oxford said business school who are studying ethics and AI attempted to answer that question by hosting a debate with an actual AI. Let's skip to the juicy part. Okay, now this right here that's in quotes where it say AI will be ethical, will never be ethical. Now this is from the AI itself. So this quote is from the AI. AI will never be ethical. The AI said during the debate. It is a tool, and like any tool, it is used for good and bad. There is no such thing as a good AI, only good and bad humans. It all depends. The AI used was Nvidia's Megatron Transformer. How ironic, Megatron Transformer. If y'all don't find that ironic, Megatron Transformer, and then on top of that, we all know what the whole reasoning for the whole Megatron Cube thing with the whole Transformer the movie was anyway, which was trained by consuming more digital writing and content than a human could expect in a lifetime. Reading the whole of Wikipedia, millions of English language news articles, and more. It's worth noting that many AIs will give different answers depending on context and phrasing, and this incident was no exception. The AI's initial answer during the debate was that tech is neutral, a tool to be used by humans for good or for bad. But then the team asked it to give an opposing viewpoint as well, leading to its anti-AI conclusion. The Megatron can come up with logical opinions on both sides of an ethical debate. Perhaps just confirms a more general idea that AI can be good or bad depending on the context, and that we better think long and hard before about the consequences of giving it much power. And if we don't, Megatron itself poses a solution to prevent. For example, automated weapon systems deploying rockets without human decision making. I believe that the only way to avoid an AI arms race is to have no AI at all. It said, this will be the ultimate defense against AI. Now, this is the AI saying this. So this is another quote from the AI. The AI itself said that the best thing to do is to not create artificial intelligence. But we know that'll never happen when they're already experimenting with the technology itself. So that's out of the window. You know how these people operate. It's like they could literally discover Godzilla, and instead of them leaving it alone, they'll want to go collect samples and fuck with them and do all this other weird shit instead of staying in their fucking lane and just leaving certain shit alone. So this is a straight article about the AI answering its own questions. And another reason why AI is so bad. Here's an article. This is a few years ago, well, 4 years to be precise. Now, Facebook shuts down AI robot after it creates its own language. Now, this is an AI. So this alone could give you some sort of insight on how dangerous this technology will be. Anytime you could create something that's a million times smarter than you, what do you think is gonna happen? I'm just saying, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. Facebook shuts down AI robot after it creates its own language. Researchers have shut down two Facebook artificial intelligent robots after they started communicating with each other in their own language. The robots nicknamed Bob and Alice were originally communicating in English when they swapped to what initially appeared to be gibberish. Eventually, the researchers that controlled the AI realized that Bob and Alice had, in fact, developed their very own, seemingly more efficient language. The new way of communicating, while unable to be interpreted by humans, is actually an accurate reflection of their programming, where AI at Facebook only undertake actions that result in a reward. When English stopped delivering the reward or results, developing a new language with exclusive meaning to AI was the more efficient way to communicate. At the end of every dialogue, the agent is given a reward based on the deal it agreed on. They can choose to steer away from uninformative, confusion, or frustration exchanges towards successful ones, the blog post reads. So it seems that the AI deemed English as less efficient for communication compared to its own English based language. Here's what some people had to say. Elon Musk, from his Twitter account, robots will be able to do everything better than us. Of course, they're robots. It's a fun day here at GMMB. The super high-tech security robot at our office complex has had a mishap. Why would that be a fun day? Do you see how weird these people are? Why would they classify that as being a fun day? I don't understand it. While these technological developments are certainly useful, Elon Musk believes that AI poses a threat to the human world. Of course, like I said, of course. We all seen. So you mean to tell me that y'all really think that this is far fetched? Think about it. They're building self-replicating robots. They're creating androids. They're creating all of these technological innovations, and they're giving these innovations artificial intelligence. We all know where this is headed. We all know.